to Kaimaki's YouTube channel. If you're interested in retro video games, then you have found yourself in the right spot. Last week we looked at the PS1 classic Fear Effect, so it seemed only right that this week we look at the sequel, Fear Effect 2 Retro Helix. Fear Effect 2 Retro Helix is an action-adventure video game developed by Kronos Digital Entertainment and published by Eidos Interactive for the Sony PlayStation, and is a prequel to Fear Effect.
Now, after last week, I think it's important that people know how much CX are asking for a mint copy of Fear Effect 2.
Last week we found out that a mint copy of Fear Effect would set you back £28. Now, do we think that Fear Effect 2 will be higher or lower?
I'm going to say lower. I mean, the game's not as good, and it's not in our Tony's book either.
I can tell you that Fear Effect 2 Retro Helix at your local branch of CEX will set you back £30. Meaning, Pat Whitemuffin, you are this week's winner. Congratulations!
Yeah, grand. Well, I'd just like to say thank you to my fishman Alan, who I know is at home watching. Alan, I hope you've remembered I want 2 cod and 1 place this week.
Guys, can we get back on track please? I can hear them at home clicking off this video. Hannah mentions that she's born on June 18th, 2028 in Fear Effect 2. Her age in Fear Effect 1 is confirmed to be 24. Because of this, Fear Effect is set somewhere between June 18th, 2052 and June 18th, 2053. According to the writer, the game is set 2 years before the first game. Hannah is said to be 24 in the first game, confirmed by various sources, though some sources say that she is either 20 or 22 in Fear Effect 2. It is most likely that the sources claiming Hannah to be 20 in Retro Helix are incorrect. Glass is said to be 28 in 2 and 34 in 1, making a gap of 6 years. This is likely a timeline goof. Regardless, Hannah claims she is born on June 18th, 2028, meaning Fear Effect 1 must be set between June 18th, 2052 and June 18th, 2053. Fear Effect 2 is most likely set December 25th, 2050, given the annual Christmas party. Despite the claim of 2 years, the good ending for Fear Effect 2 seems to proceed directly into the start of Fear Effect, making the ending questionable.
Nicely done. Door's open. Now get your pretty ass back here.
Ooh, I like it when you're bossy.
The game was notorious amongst other things for its sex-charged publicity campaign. In fact, one of the ads was rejected for publication by all major editorials and never saw the light of day, although you can still find it around the internet. It features Rain giving Hannah a back rub, clothed only with their underwear and gun holsters, and the tagline, "No one's surprised this game can reach 13 climaxes." The increased sexualization of Hannah and Rain also proved diverse. Fear Effect 2 was released at a time when men were the primary demographic for video games, and many companies decided to sexualize their female characters for a sex sells approach. Whilst Hannah showed some cleavage in the first game, it is full frontal and much more prominent on the sequel's cover. Hannah and Rain also show cleavage in situations that don't really require it, such as the diving suits in the prologue and whilst exploring ancient ruins. Advertisements for the game was also sexual, with lines like "These two ladies put the ass in a sausage" and showing Hannah and Rain in their underwear. Despite this, the game received praise from the LGBT+ community for showing a strong bond between two women. One of the main locations in the game, the tomb of the first emperor of China, is indeed near Xi'an, the ancient Chinese capital. It's about 1,000 kilometers west of Beijing, a city with currently 6 million inhabitants. And it really is full of those intimidating plague guardians. Although they don't move. The 8 immortals living on the island Fengali Shan, an important location in the game, are authentic, popular figures in Chinese mythology. One of the major writers of the first game, John Zier Platten, was not involved in the production of Retro Helix. He commented Retro Helix fits within the spirit of the series, although commented that if he had control over the game he would have toned down the game's more zany and out there aspects. Director Stan Liu commented regarding the relationship about Hannah and Rain. "It completely boggles my mind how ad agencies and the media have made such a huge deal out of it, when in the opening cinematic alone we have genetic manipulation, artificial insemination, prostitution, drug abuse, alcoholism and cold-blooded murder. Kinda gives you a good sense of how deprived our society truly is." The violence in video games has been debated for decades about its portrayal, especially the ones which feature their protagonists going on a killing spree. The Uncharted series, for example.
Yeah, now that came out in 2007, so mark your calendars for 2027, when, if we are still here, we'll be talking about that game for sure.
The Uncharted series features Nathan Drake slaughtering dozens of men, yet he maintains a relatively happy-go-lucky attitude. This coined the phrase ludonarrative dissidence. Meanwhile, Fear Effect 2 helped deconstruct its violence all the way back in 2001. If the player kills one of these students, it will have a negative consequence in an extra boss fight near the end of the game. The students asks, "Remember me, Hannah? Or am I just another faceless victim? Those weapons have replaced your soul. Do you miss it?"
Remember me, Hannah? Or am I just another faceless victim? Those weapons have replaced your soul.
Although the player does not get a good look at the Wing Chun building, there is a high chance the tower resembles a giant strand of DNA, as shown in the concept art. The long hallways with windows appear to be the base pair of DNA. That's fitting considering the building, or at least one of its major purposes, is genetic research.
Well, that about wraps up this week's video. If you want to know more about Fear Effect 2, then please do check out my own retrospective review on the game. There will be a link in the description down below. And if you want even more Fear Effect in your life, we did a playthrough of Fear Effect 2 Retro Helix a couple of years ago, so be sure to go and check that out as well. Again, link in the description down below.
I did like the way that the FMV in this does very nicely sort of blend into the gameplay. This game does it better than the Bouncer does it.
Yeah, and if after watching all of that you still haven't subscribed, what's really wrong with you, lad? Get subscribed. Go on, click button. Go on, do it now. I can wait here all day, you know. You've done it yet. Right, if you're not subscribed by now, I'm going to come round and box your ears in.